Good morning. It is Friday, March 6th, 2026. I'm your host, and this is the DX Today AI Daily Brief. We are closing out the week with a flurry of legislative activity across the United States as several state sessions race toward adjournment. Beyond the state houses, we are tracking significant moves in the semiconductor market and new architectural breakthroughs in model training. Let's begin with the regulatory landscape.
The Oregon State Legislature has delivered final approval to Senate Bill 1546, a major piece of legislation establishing safety requirements for conversational AI. With the legislative session set to end on March 9th, lawmakers moved quickly to send the bill to Governor Tina Kotek's desk. This move positions Oregon at the forefront of state-level AI governance, establishing specific safety standards for chatbots before many other states have finalized their frameworks.
The Washington State Legislature is advancing a comprehensive suite of AI bills as their session draws to a close on March 12th. Senate Bill 5105, which targets deepfakes, achieved final passage this week. Concurrently, lawmakers are finalizing legislation regarding AI disclosure and the use of algorithms in health insurance. However, a bill specifically addressing chatbot safety is still awaiting a final vote, signaling a complex negotiation process in these final days.
With adjournment looming today, the Utah State Legislature has successfully passed Senate Bill 73, mandating online age verification, and House Bill 276, which addresses deepfakes. These moves reflect a growing legislative priority to protect minors from synthetic content and ensure age-appropriate access to digital services. Several other bills regarding general disclosure and digital child safety remains in limbo as the clock runs out.
The New York State Legislature is making significant strides with the AI Training Data Transparency Act. The bill, which advanced to a third reading in the Senate yesterday, would require developers to disclose the datasets used to train their models. A companion bill requiring provenance data for synthetic content is moving in parallel. This legislation aims to establish a clear precedent for how generative AI systems account for their source material.
Lawmakers have introduced the New York AI Transparency for Journalism Act. This specific legislation targets the tension between media companies and AI developers. It mandates that developers disclose if they have used video, audio, or text from covered publications in their training data. Crucially, the bill includes provisions allowing journalism providers to seek damages or injunctive relief, potentially reshaping the legal risks for model developers.
Massachusetts is taking a broad approach to governance, with a package of bills addressing consumer protection and election integrity. New proposals require clear consumer notification when interacting with conversational AI systems. Additionally, the legislature is considering measures to combat deceptive AI-generated communications in elections and establishing the Massachusetts Information Privacy and Security Act to safeguard personal data.
The state is advancing a unique piece of legislation known as the AI Non-Sentience and Responsibility Act. This bill explicitly prohibits granting legal personhood to AI systems, clarifying liability frameworks. Simultaneously, Delaware is addressing the physical footprint of the industry with the Artificial Intelligence Data Center Environmental Accountability Act, highlighting the growing concern over the energy and resource demands of AI infrastructure.
Broadcom has issued a bullish forecast, projecting its AI chip sales will reach $100 billion by 2027. With a current backlog sitting at approximately $73 billion, the company is signaling it has become a credible challenger to NVIDIA's market dominance. This projection represents a doubling of their AI revenue outlook, suggesting intensifying competition in the semiconductor market that powers the global AI infrastructure.
Google has introduced a Bayesian teaching method designed to address a fundamental limitation in large language models, their inability to update beliefs based on new evidence. By training models to handle probabilities rather than treating interactions independently, the new method allows assistants to match predictions with approximately 80%.
OpenAI has released GPT 5.3 Instant, an update focusing heavily on user experience. The release notes highlight improved conversational flow and a reduction in unnecessary refusals or overly defensive responses. The update also enhances the integration of web search results, aiming to provide more direct and relevant answers. This iteration suggests a pivot toward refining responsiveness in real-time interactions.
Alibaba continues to push the envelope on efficiency with the release of the Qwen 3.5 small model series. Notably, their 9 billion parameter model is reportedly outperforming OpenAI's significantly larger open-source variants. Designed specifically for edge devices and standard laptops, these models are optimized for battery life and local deployment, underscoring the shift toward running powerful AI directly on consumer hardware. Sakana AI has released 2 new systems, Doc to LoRa and Text to LoRa, with streamlined model customization. These tools enable large language models to update their knowledge without the computationally expensive process of full fine-tuning. By generating adapters in a single forward pass, this technology could democratize access to model adaptation, allowing for faster and cheaper deployment of specialized AI tools. That wraps up our briefing for this week. As regulations tighten and models evolve, the landscape continues to shift beneath our feet. For DX Today, I'm your host. Stay curious.